Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be evaluating this crazy looking integral here. It's the integral of 1 over the square root of x plus the square root of x squared minus 1 dx, so kind of like a nested square root. If you want to have a go at evaluating this integral, pause the video now and give it a go for yourself, but I'm going to dive right into a solution. So before we actually consider any integration, we're first going to try and simplify this function f of x, which is the thing we're integrating. Okay, well, how do we do this? Well, the first intuitive thing to do is look at this x squared minus 1 and think of it as x squared minus 1 squared, and then apply the difference of two squares onto that square root. So we can write the bottom, or the whole thing, I guess, as 1 over the square root of x plus the root of x plus 1 times x minus 1. Okay, great, but it's not particularly clear where we should go from here. And now what we're going to do next may seem a little bit counterintuitive, but before we do it, let me motivate the step slightly. We've got a square root here, and so ideally the thing inside here is something squared. So if we can make the thing inside this square root a something squared, then that means we can cancel it out, and that's going to make this simplify a lot. And so in order to do that, we have to fiddle about with this x plus root, x plus 1, x minus 1. What we're going to do is start with this x here, and I'm going to write it in a bit of a weird way. I'm going to write it as, so I'll make this quite big here. I'm going to write this as x plus 1 over 2 plus x minus 1 over 2. So that does indeed equal x, because the plus 1 and minus 1 cancel out, and the x over 2 and x over 2 make x. And now, well, what about this square root thing? Well, what I'm going to do is write it as the square root of x plus 1 divided by 2 times x minus 1 divided by 2, and then I'm going to multiply that by 4, like so. Okay, a bit weird to write it like this, but you'll see why I'm doing this in just a second. So this is now equal to 1 over the square root of, and I'm going to put this x plus 1 over 2 here, but the x minus 1 over 2 I'm going to put at the end over here. And now this square root here I'm going to split up into three things. So I'm going to bring out the 4 first, so that square root of that is 2, multiplied by the square root of x plus 1 over 2, multiplied by the square root of x minus 1 over 2, like so. And now this is really, really nice. Why is this really nice? Well, the denominator here, or the thing inside the square root, is precisely of the form a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, where a is the square root of x plus 1 over 2, and b is the square root of x minus 1 over 2. And now this thing here is precisely the same as a plus b squared. And so therefore, when I square root it, this will just become 1 over root x plus 1 over 2 plus root x minus 1 over 2, like so. Which may or may not look simpler, but it means that we can actually go about integrating this. So before we integrate, we're actually going to do a bit more simplification. Let's first multiply top and bottom by root 2. So we get root 2 over root x plus 1 plus root x minus 1. And then we're going to do the pretty standard thing and multiply top and bottom by the conjugate of this guy, which is root x plus 1 minus root x minus 1. So root x plus 1 minus root x minus 1. So on the top we just get root 2 and then root x plus 1 minus root x minus 1. And then on the bottom we just get the difference of two squares, so it's x plus 1 minus x minus 1. But that then is just going to simplify to 2, because the x's cancel out, and you're left with 1 minus minus 1, which is 2. Okay, and so therefore we can say that the integral of f of x dx equals root 2 over 2 times the integral of this guy here. So this is x plus 1 to the half minus x minus 1 to the half dx. And now we can just do some pretty standard integration on this. So root 2 over 2, and then this thing here is going to be 2/3 x plus 1 to the 3 over 2, and then this thing here is going to be 2/3 x minus 1 to the 3 over 2. And if we just clean that up, we can bring the 2/3 out as a factor, so we get root 2 over 3 times x plus 1 to the 3 over 2 minus x minus 1 to the 3 over 2. And be sure to not forget the plus c. And that there solves this problem. So we started off with a really wild function like this, but it turns out that it simplifies a lot using some nice tricks. No substitution required, just using basically the difference of two squares and some nice observations, and this simplifies super nicely. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, and if you're new to the channel and enjoy this content, please do subscribe. It's a free way of helping support the channel, and if you later decide you're not enjoying my content so much, you can always unsubscribe. That's totally free as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.